It is finally time to take the Ram TRX for a test drive. I got to drive two different Ram TRXs, and we're gonna go for a test drive first, then we're gonna take a look at the exterior details, some of the interior details, and take it off-road as well. Let's get started. All right, we're just taking off in a test drive in this Ram with the Hellcat motor, over 700 horsepower, 600 plus pound-feet of torque. Can't complain about that. Now we'll try to get on it a little bit. Obviously we're on the roads at the moment, but try to give you a good flavor of what this truck has to offer. So right off the bat, we are in auto mode, which keeps things dulled down pretty much. It shows you on the screen if you want to be able to see that. Everything is in street mode. And even just under normal circumstances, you still get that nice whine. It just sounds awesome in here. I mean, that Durango that we were in, you could hear it too, but it's definitely a different sound in this TRX. All right, let's put it in sport mode. That turns traction control off, stiffens up the steering, suspension, and of course, now this truck gets up and moves. It's not gonna completely blow your socks off, but nobody's gonna complain about having a Hellcat motor under the hood. Now, this truck has a wider track. Obviously, it's meant for some desert running, some Baja action, and the handling, it feels good. The weight of the steering is nice. It's not too much heft, but in this sport mode, you've got a better connected feel. And this truck is gonna hold its own in corners. And the brakes, supposed to have some great front brakes, bigger brakes. Not too bad. Let's put it in manual mode. Control these gears. You actually have paddle shifters on the steering wheel that are pretty good size. That was a pretty hard downshift there, but it handled it well. We're still in sport mode. I hope you can hear the sounds of this TRX. It's got that V8 sound, the supercharger whine, got some exhaust noise. Sounds great. All right, pedal down, rolling at about 55 miles an hour. Pedal down. There you go. This truck takes full advantage of its red line too. It gets up there. And this transmission has been very smooth too. I mean, you get some nice shifts out of it, and there's been no delay. Obviously, we've been in sport mode. Transmission is technically in sport mode as well. I don't think anybody's gonna complain about this. And especially when you look at the Raptor, how it went with the EcoBoost V6, even though it's high output, it's still a V6 and it still sounds like a V6. And a lot of people, that's what you see on the comments of the Ford Raptor videos. You can't complain here. Now, obviously, I wanted to show you primarily the driving impressions with this TRX, and some of the exterior features, the engineering details with the frame and everything that they put into it, because it's not just dropping a Hellcat motor in this truck. They could have done that, but they went way beyond and wanted to surpass Ford with the Raptor and compete with that. I'm not going to bore you with the interior either. I've showed you a few Rams recently, so be sure to check those videos in the description for more details. The roads that we've been on have been fairly busy, so won't be able to give you a launch control, but one more pedal down in sport mode. Now, as we take a quick look at the exterior of the TRX, there's a lot of goodies on here. So first of all, as you can see, you've got a 6.2 liter supercharged badge up front. This hood is big business. You got TRX up there, you have vents, and a functional hood scoop. And of course, you've got the marker lights for regulation with this TRX, because it is a wider track. You've got a wide front end, as you can see right there, and the front axle is actually shifted forward. Aside from that hood scoop, this grille actually has see-through lettering to help give you the best airflow for that big 6.2 liter V8. You got big tow hooks, powder-coated bumper, a nice approach angle as well, and this even gives you LED adaptive headlights. So you've got the adaptive function like you do on the high-end Rams. As you can see, the huge fender flares here, composite fenders. They wanted to go with an hourglass design, as you can see on the front, and the back has a very wide body, really nice stance. And as we take a quick look at the wheels, you've got 18-inch wheels here. They have beadlock as well, as you can see that. That is an optional feature for this TRX. And you've got Goodyear tires. They're Wrangler Territory 35-inch tires specifically developed for this TRX. 325/65 tires and huge 15-inch brake rotors. There's an option for rock rails and running boards that are powder coated. You can decide what you want to do with that. Those that we have don't really help with running boards per se, but at least you have a little bit of protection. And of course, you've got the TRX badge in the back. We'll talk about the suspension in a bit. LED taillights, TRX badge here, Ram badging, kind of like you have with the Rebel. Powder coated bumper, and look at those big 5-inch exhaust outlets. Aside from the actual look and that Hellcat engine, the engineering and suspension is where Ram really went above and beyond to truly compete with the Raptor, and we still have yet to see the new Raptor, but Ram is definitely top of the class right now. We have a 2-inch extra ride height for 11.8 inches of ground clearance. The frame is even thicker. It's a new, thicker frame of high-strength steel, which truly amplifies the durability and stability of this truck as a whole and allows it to go high speeds desert running. Has an upgraded transfer case for improved strength and an all-new unique suspension. Independent front suspension with active damping and special attention paid to the caster and camber angles. Plus you have a Dana 60 solid rear axle, which is electronic locking, and a TRX exclusive front and rear 2.5-inch Bilstein shocks, fast reaction, damping, and heat dissipation, even for speeds over 100 miles per hour. That is what this is built for. It has more than 13 inches of wheel travel at all 4 corners, and that's 40% more than the regular Rams. Plus, you get 5 skid plates underneath. So the structure, the engineering, the suspension, all around is improved and updated and strengthened for this Ram TRX. Now under the hood, pop this up, you see a lot of plastic, which was kind of surprising, but it's kind of at least a nice TRX plastic badge. And when you pull that back out of the way, look at this. What do y'all think of that? T-Rex eating a Raptor, maybe it looks like. It's kind of bold by Ram, but still a lot of plastic here, but it is still a very impressive powertrain with that Hellcat engine. 6.2 liter supercharged Hemi V8, 702 horsepower, 650 pound-feet of torque. Thrust this baby 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds, which isn't mind-blowing, but that moves for a big truck like this. A little bit more on that powertrain. Ram has an advanced air induction system, so you have a steady supply of air through the grille and that functional large hood scoop. Plus, it's the largest air filter in the segment for the best dust trapping capacity. Now, payload is going to suffer at 1,310 pounds and towing 8,100 pounds, but that's still respectable, all things considered, with this truck. Now taking a quick look inside, Ram still gives you some nice, comfortable seats. You've got the TRX lettering on there, got some suede material on the inside. Seats can be heated and ventilated as well, so that's nice to see even though this is an off-road beast, including 4-way lumbar control. Ram was seriously not messing around. You've got nice material up here, up there, nice armrest, just like the other Rams that you're gonna see, even memory settings. And the steering wheel is even a little bit special. You've got this TRX steering wheel with the flat bottom, SRT inspired, some nice material all around, and some pretty bulky grips on here into your paddle shifters back there and all the regular controls. Foot on the brake. The center gauge is the same, but it does say TRX up there. Ram also gives you a really nice interior, just quality-wise, in terms of the materials, the layout, nice materials all around. Same big 12-inch screen on here. The TRXs are gonna vary a little bit depending on what you get. There's different equipment packages, but check this out. So you've got your drive modes on here. In automatic, you can see it kind of keeps everything in regular Sport mode. Over here, TRX, you can toggle through the modes here, and that's just gonna shift everything on there so you don't have to actually touch the screen. And then check this out, your four-wheel drive controls. This is a full-time four-wheel drive, so it's always gonna be here. Otherwise, you could do high and low, lock your axle, and then launch control, and check that out, little drag strip lights on there. So that is pretty cool. So Ram's center console here is a little bit different than the last couple that I showed you because this is not a sliding piece. You still have nice materials here. You got a spot for your phone, some charging ports, a nice shifter, cup holders, kind of the same setup, it just doesn't slide. But you've got a big storage bin down there. Then you've got another tier up here with a soft liner, and then this softly lined again right here, like a suede Alcantara type material. And then check out the TRX badge on here as well. So Ram seriously outdid themselves. They didn't just throw a Hellcat engine in there. They didn't just make it fast. They changed a lot. And now for 2021, Rams can give us this digital mirror as well. Check that out. So you've probably seen this before, but look at that. You can see a direct camera behind you. The back seat is also a nice place to be. I won't spend much time here, but nice material, nice armrest. So Ram definitely didn't have to do that, but they did. And like the upper trims of the Rams, this has those reclining seats with the lever under here. So I pulled it out, and as you can see how much further out that seat bottom is. So you've got a reclining second row, and then all the space and amenities that you're used to, like heated and ventilated rear seats. Now obviously the Ram TRX is not a slow rock crawler type of vehicle. It certainly can be, but this is a Baja thing. It's a Baja machine. It's fast, it's high powered, and this off-road course that I'm going to take you on is preset, and it's available for other trucks, smaller trucks, less capable trucks. So this isn't going to be crazy, but I'll give you some feedback of what it feels like to go off-road. Okay, y'all, we're going to try to get this TRX through a little off-road obstacle course. It's definitely not going to be the exact type of off-roading that this truck is meant for, but at least we'll get to try a little bit. All right, first obstacle is a few rocks. Should be pretty easy. We're just in 4 high right now. You actually have a rock mode that you can do. And that's pretty easy. I mean, it feels like nothing in here. Got a little bit more rocks over here. You can definitely tell how springy this suspension is. There is so much wheel travel that can happen in the front and the back.
Slowly. Keep coming. Beautiful.
All right, so got a little bit more articulation there. So far pretty easy for this TRX. We'll get a hill climb a little bit later on. If you can see that Titan in front of us, you get a couple wheels off the ground at a time here. So we'll see how we do in this TRX. See how it feels from our point of view at least. Feel that tire come up a little bit. Oh, that was nothing. This TRX just feels so springy out here. The suspension is technically in Baja mode if you're in mud and sand, so I'm not exactly sure how it feels to totally desert run this truck, but it really flies. All right, guys, going on to this next one, we're gonna get kind of a sharp turn, pretty good downhill as well, so we'll see how it feels going downhill. Feels nice and composed on the way down. Definitely not the most ideal turning radius, but it is what it is. Got a few more rocks up here. That was pretty good going up the hill. Didn't really even lose traction or nothing, so I'm feeling pretty good with this TRX. Now, I'm not an experienced off-roader. As you can see, I've slid my thumbs inside the steering wheel, which is a no-no, but anybody can off-road in this thing. Now just going over some rocks. The suspension on here is so good. You got so much support, so much cushion as well. It's just incredible. I've also got very limited time off-roading with the Raptor, so I can't necessarily make comparisons, but I know Ram really tried to outdo the Raptor in so many ways with this, and Ford is definitely going to have to answer, and GM if they would ever decide to try to do something. The biggest inconvenience about off-roading with a truck like this is how wide it is. This is definitely not a trail truck. This is wide open, a wide open type of truck. It is 8 inches wider because of these fenders in hourglass shape. All right, now we're going over a rock pile and down into some water. There we go. Feels pretty good. Some slow.
Stay over to the left.
Okay.
Better groove on the left.
Woo, going up that hill. There we go. Woo. I don't know if we scraped going up that hill. I didn't get a lot of momentum, but we sure made it. That hill is a lot steeper than it looks too. Well, obviously that was not the ideal scenario for off-roading a TRX, but I got to test it out a little bit and get a feel for it. It feels just fantastic in here. The suspension feels great, so much wheel travel. So Ram did a nice job. So to wrap things up on this Ram TRX, obviously I wanted to prioritize the driving impressions because I had a quick walk around video of the TRX before to give you a little bit of details. And I've shown you some other Ram trucks with some of the similar features on the inside that you're already familiar with. So what do you think of Ram putting a Hellcat engine in this TRX? So it is much more than a Hellcat though. It's very nice on the inside. It's quiet, it's comfortable, it's spacious, it has a lot of technology, but it's just an off-road and on-road beast with that Hellcat supercharged engine. Thank y'all so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more reviews like this. Have a great rest of your day.